The Philadelphia Eagles are facing an incredibly challenging season ahead with the release of the 2025 schedule, and the talk around it has been non-stop. It's one of those topics that has been lighting up social media, especially with reactions flooding the comment sections of various posts about the schedule unveiling. A lot of people are quick to point out that the NFL hasn't exactly done the Eagles any favors with the way the calendar has been laid out. This debate has sparked up so much discussion that it's impossible not to take a closer look at the logistics of their season. It's not just about the excitement of the games themselves, but also about the broader implications of how this schedule could affect their journey toward another Super Bowl title. So if you're a true Eagles fan, you know that this video will dive deep into every detail of this lineup. We're not holding back. We're going to break down every aspect of this, from the matchups to the travel, and how it could all play out over the course of the year. But first, let's just take a moment to talk about how thrilling it is to even be in this position. After a Super Bowl win and a 14-win regular season, the Eagles are in the conversation again. If you're ready to see them fight for that second Lombardi trophy, hit that like button now, because we're about to go all in. For those who haven't seen it yet, the 2025 Eagles schedule is packed with tough matchups, and I can already feel the intensity building. The season starts with a huge home game against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 1, a Thursday night showdown that promises to kick things off with fireworks. After that, Week 2 features a Super Bowl rematch as the Eagles travel to Kansas City to face the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This will be a massive game for Philadelphia, especially considering the way the previous Super Bowl ended. The Eagles do have a slight edge here in terms of rest, as they'll be playing at home in Week 1 while the Chiefs play a game on Friday night. But it's still going to be a tough road trip. Week 3 sees the Eagles back in Philly for another intense rematch, this time against the Los Angeles Rams, which is a playoff repeat from the year before. The game is set to be played under the snow, adding an extra layer of drama to what's already shaping up to be a hard-hitting contest. Moving into Week 4, the Eagles are up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a game that on paper looks winnable. But there are some things to consider. Playing in September in Philly means dealing with brutal humidity, something that could give the Bucs an edge considering their experience with the sweltering conditions down in Tampa. By Week 5, Philadelphia welcomes Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos to town. Payton, a seasoned head coach who knows how to lead a team, will have his Broncos ready to bounce back from their playoff appearance the previous season. The Eagles will have to bring their A-game in this one. Week 6 sets up an interesting challenge as the Eagles head on the road to New Jersey to face the Giants. This Thursday night game could be tricky, as it means the Eagles have a short week to prepare, which is always a disadvantage. Week 7 sees the Eagles face off against the Minnesota Vikings in one of the loudest or most hostile environments in the NFL, US Bank Stadium. The Vikings are known for making life difficult for opposing teams, and the Eagles will need to be at their best to handle the noise and the pressure. Week 8 Week 8 brings another division rivalry game, this time against the Giants again, but this time at home, which gives the Eagles a slight advantage in terms of comfort and preparation. After this stretch, Week 9 offers a much-needed bye week for Philadelphia. It falls perfectly in the middle of the season, giving the team time to recharge and make any adjustments necessary for the second half of the year. The Eagles return in Week 10 with a Monday night game at Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. This matchup is a special one, as it's another playoff rematch, and playing in Green Bay in November is never easy. But the Eagles are no strangers to tough environments, and they'll be looking to pick up a win to keep their momentum going. Week 11 sees the Eagles face off against the Detroit Lions, who were eliminated in the divisional round of the playoffs. The Lions have been steadily improving, and this game could be a good test to see how far they've come. Week 12, the Eagles face off again with the Cowboys, but this time it's on the road in Dallas, a tough challenge for any team, let alone the defending Super Bowl champions. Week 13 brings the Eagles into their second primetime matchup of the season against the Chicago Bears. This Black Friday game will be one to watch, as the Eagles will look to build on their earlier success. Week 14 is another primetime matchup, this time against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers have always been a team full of talent, and their ability to keep up with the Eagles in a Monday night contest will be crucial for both sides as they look to position themselves for the postseason. By week 15, the Eagles will be back at home, facing off against the Las Vegas Raiders. This game will be pivotal for both teams as they'll both be fighting for playoff positioning. The Raiders have made moves to strengthen their roster, and this game could be a preview of what's to come in the postseason. Week 16 takes the Eagles to Washington for a Saturday night game against the Commanders. The Saturday game format is something new for the NFL, but the Eagles will have to make the most of this short week if they're going to come away with a win. Finally, Week 17 brings a trip to Buffalo to face the Bills, followed by a home game against the Washington Commanders to wrap up the regular season. These final games could prove to be crucial in deciding playoff spots and positioning as the Eagles look to finish the season strong. Looking at the broader picture, it's clear that the NFL has set up a brutal schedule for the Eagles. As defending Super Bowl champions, they've earned the right to face the toughest competition, and the league has given them just that. When you look at the opponents, many of them are teams that were either in the playoffs last season or are expected to contend for a playoff spot this year. Of the Eagles' 17 games, 11 of them will be against teams that made the playoffs last year, which is a daunting task for any team, let alone one coming off a Super Bowl win. 6 of these games will be primetime matchups, which means the Eagles will be on national television for a majority of their games, showcasing their talent to a wider audience. This is no surprise, given the team's national appeal and the exciting brand of football they play. However, it also means that the pressure is on them every single week to perform at a high level. Despite the challenges that lie ahead, the Eagles are in an excellent position to make another deep playoff run. They've got the talent, the coaching, and the fan support to make it happen. But they'll need to stay focused and keep their heads in the game, as the road to another Super Bowl won't be an easy one. The schedule may be tough, but the Eagles have proven time and time again that they can rise to the occasion, no matter how difficult the task at hand may seem. So, as we look ahead to the 2025 season, it's clear that the Eagles have a lot to prove. This schedule is a true test of their resilience, and they'll need to bring their best football to every game if they want to come out on top once again. As we delve deeper into the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2025 season, it's crucial to consider how the team's performance in the previous year may have influenced the scheduling decisions made by the NFL. The Eagles, after all, are not just any team. They are the reigning Super Bowl champions, and as such, they are often treated differently when it comes to scheduling. A championship win means national recognition, but it also means increased expectations. The NFL's decision to give the Eagles such a tough schedule reflects this reality. It's almost as if the league is testing them, pushing them to prove that they can repeat their success despite the heavy workload. One of the first things that stands out when looking at the Eagles' schedule is the sheer number of difficult matchups they will face this season. With 11 of their 17 games set to be against teams that participated in the previous year's playoffs, the Eagles are going to be tested week in and week out. The first month alone is filled with difficult matchups. The season opener against the Dallas Cowboys is a statement game, not just because it's a division rivalry, but because it's an early test to see where the team stands after a Super Bowl win. Then, facing the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 2 will be another test. While the Eagles have the advantage of a slightly longer rest period before the game, they still have to travel to one of the most hostile environments in the league, Arrowhead. Stadium is notorious for being one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL, and the Eagles will need to be on their toes if they want to come out with a win. The next few weeks bring more challenges. The Eagles will face the Los Angeles Rams in Week 3, and while the Rams may not have had the most successful season last year, they are still a dangerous team with a talented roster. The cold and snowy conditions at Lincoln Financial Field will add an extra layer of difficulty to this already intense matchup. And then there's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 4. As mentioned earlier, the heat and humidity in Philadelphia in September could make this an especially tough game for the Eagles, who will need to adjust to the harsh conditions. The Denver Broncos in Week 5 and the New York Giants in Week 6 will also present their own set of challenges. While the Broncos are rebuilding, they've shown signs of progress, especially with Sean Payton at the helm. The Giants, on the other hand, are a division rival and will bring their best to every game against the Eagles, especially when they're playing at home. Playing on a short week only makes this matchup even trickier. In Week 7, the Eagles will face the Minnesota Vikings, and this could very well be one of the most difficult games of the season. The Vikings' home stadium is one of the loudest in the NFL, and their defense can be suffocating at times. Playing in a hostile environment like that will test the Eagles' resolve. Week 8 brings a return matchup against the Giants, this time at home, which should offer the Eagles a slight advantage. However, it's still a game that will require their full attention. After the first 8 games, the Eagles will head into their Week 9 bye, which comes at a crucial time. After a grueling first half of the season, the team will have the opportunity to recharge and reassess their approach. The bye week couldn't have come at a better time, allowing the Eagles to rest and get ready for the stretch run. After the break, the Eagles will face the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football in Week 10. Lambeau Field is one of the most iconic venues in all of sports, and playing there in the middle of the season will be no easy feat. The Packers, despite being in a rebuilding phase, are always dangerous when playing in front of their home crowd. Week 11 brings another tough opponent in the Detroit Lions, who may not have made a deep playoff run last season, but they are a much improved team that could pose a threat to the Eagles. Then, in Week 12, the Eagles will travel to Dallas to face the Cowboys again, this time on the road. Playing in Dallas is never easy, especially in a high-stakes game like this. The Cowboys are always a tough team, and they'll be looking for revenge after losing to the Eagles earlier in the season. The Eagles will then return home in Week 13 to face the Chicago Bears on Black Friday. The Bears are a team in transition, but they have a strong defense and a solid young quarterback in Justin Fields. This game could be a pivotal moment for the Eagles as they look to keep their momentum going. Week 14 brings another primetime matchup, this time against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers have a talented roster, and their quarterback Justin Herbert is one of the best in the league. This will be another tough test for the Eagles, but one they should be able to handle if they continue to play at a high level. In Week 15, the Eagles will face the Las Vegas Raiders at home. The Raiders have made some big moves in the offseason, and they will be a formidable opponent for the Eagles. The game will be another opportunity for the Eagles to showcase their depth and resilience as they continue their pursuit of another Super Bowl title. Week 16 takes the Eagles on the road to face the Washington Commanders on a Saturday night. The Commanders are a team that always plays the Eagles tough, and this game will be no different. With only a short week to prepare, the Eagles will need to be sharp if they want to come out with a win. Finally, in Week 17, the Eagles will face the Buffalo Bills in a game that could have major playoff implications. The Bills are one of the most talented teams in the league, and this game will be a great test for the Eagles as they head into the final stretch of the season. The Eagles will then finish the regular season with a home game against the Washington Commanders. This could be another pivotal game, as the Eagles will need to win to secure a strong playoff position. Looking at the big picture, it's clear that the NFL did not take it easy on the Eagles this season. With 11 games against playoff teams from the previous year and a number of tough matchups against elite quarterbacks and coaches, the Eagles will have to be at their best every week. But the team is built for this kind of challenge. With a powerful offense, a stout defense, and a quarterback who has proven himself on the biggest stage, the Eagles are more than capable of navigating this difficult schedule. The key will be staying healthy and managing the fatigue that comes with such a grueling slate of games. And if the Eagles can do that, they have a real shot at making another deep playoff run and potentially winning their second Super Bowl in 3 years. One of the most intriguing aspects of this season will be how the Eagles handle their rest and travel schedule. With so many tough opponents and a number of games on short rest, the Eagles will need to be strategic about how they manage their energy. Fortunately, they have a coaching staff that is well versed in handling the rigors of an NFL season. And they've shown in the past that they can rise to the occasion when the stakes are high. Another factor that will play a role in the Eagles' success is their ability to perform in primetime games. With 6 primetime games on the schedule, the Eagles will have the spotlight on them more than most teams. But that's nothing new for a franchise that has become accustomed to playing on national television. As the Eagles prepare for the 2025 season, there's a sense of excitement and anticipation that surrounds the team. With such a tough schedule, the Eagles will be tested every week, but they've proven time and time again that they have the talent and the drive to compete at the highest level. If they can stay healthy, keep their focus, and play to their potential, there's no reason they can't make another run at the Super Bowl. The road will be tough, but for the Eagles, it's just another challenge to overcome. The 2025 season promises to be one of the most exciting and challenging in recent memory, and the Eagles are ready to face it head on. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Wide receiver Kendrick Bourne has officially confirmed his move to the Philadelphia Eagles, signaling a promising addition to the team's offensive arsenal. The 28-year-old pass catcher, known for his high energy and reliable hands, brings veteran experience and dynamic playmaking ability to an already potent Eagles offense. Bourne made the announcement via social media, thanking his former team and expressing excitement about the new chapter in Philadelphia. I'm grateful for the journey so far and pumped to get to work with the Eagles, Bourne wrote, immediately energizing Eagles fans who welcomed him with enthusiasm online. After spending the past 3 seasons with the New England Patriots, Bourne showed flashes of brilliance despite inconsistent quarterback play and injuries that limited his impact, especially in the 2023 season. Prior to that, he had a breakout year in 2021 with 800 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, proving he can be a productive asset when given opportunities. In Philadelphia, Bourne joins a stacked wide receiver room led by A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. While he is unlikely to supplant either as a top target, Bourne's versatility and route-running ability make him an ideal third option or slot receiver, giving quarterback Jalen Hurts yet another dependable weapon. This move could also be a strategic depth addition, considering how injuries have impacted the Eagles' receiving core in recent seasons. Bourne's professionalism and locker room presence have been praised throughout his career, making him a strong cultural fit in head coach Nick Sirianni's player-centric system. As the Eagles look to bounce back and push deeper into the playoffs, in the upcoming season, Kendrick Bourne's arrival might not dominate headlines, but it could prove to be one of the more savvy acquisitions of the offseason. With a chip on his shoulder and a point to prove, Bourne seems ready to embrace the Philly mentality and contribute to a team hungry for another Super Bowl run. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.